Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel and another episode in building an expert advisor or a robot to work in MetaTrader. So until now we looked at the real basics of how to actually place an order, how do you manage this with stop losses and take profits. But what we've seen in some of the testing is that it's not perfect, and we're going to limit the actual trading hours of the actual setup itself. So for example, I don't want to be trading throughout the Asia session if the criteria is still correct. I want to limit it so that by the time we get to the end of the US session, we close out the orders or the trades in that particular day. And because this strategy is based on breakout, I've also seen instances where price breaks out, comes back in, breaks out, falls back in, breaks out again, and multiple trades being open. So I actually look at ways of actual, in the EA builder itself, is changing the parameters so we actually only have one trade at a particular time, or not opening any more trades until a certain period is expired. And all these options that we have in the software itself allows us to make a more robust, more reliable, and hopefully a more profitable EA, so that we can let it run and do its own thing and just collect the profits when it needs to. So let's jump into the interface now. I'll go over the particular parameters and settings I'm going to apply to my EA and how all of those can be customized and tailored to make a better robot. Okay, so I've now logged in, got a MetaTrader running in the background, so I'm going to open up EA Builder. So these are pretty much our parameters what we set before. So I want to look into the common section here and really try to fine tune to make sure that the robot or the EA does exactly what it wants to do. Now this strategy here works on the fact that we're setting a time limit between 8:30 and 11:30 in the morning on the FTSE. So I don't want any trades to be running before that. So effectively that we could have the same parameters running for 24 hours until we set those new breakout zones. So effectively we want to make sure that the time of the day is only going to place trades between 11:30, which because we've got a 2-hour off sync on our server, that would be 1:30, and I don't want to place any trades beyond 7:30 in the evening. The main reason we don't want to place trades beyond that, it doesn't allow much time for the trades to actually finish and pan out. Now the days of the week, I want to limit this to Monday to Friday. Now although Saturday and Sundays aren't trading days, the markets on MetaTrader do open at Sunday around 11 o'clock UK time. So if we've got the parameter set from a Friday range, we could be placing trades if that wasn't set. This next parameter, next open trade after a certain amount of time. Now it's not inconceivable that we could get a breakout on this on a particular news. Let's say at 12 o'clock we had a news item and it comes out and it actually hits our target. Price then falls back into that range, and therefore it could break out again if there's a news item or a US announcement, let's say at 7 o'clock in the evening. So what we want to do here is limit the time between the trades. So let's say here I'm not going to have any more open trades within 1 hour of the close of the previous trade, and that works for me. So this maximum trade duration is quite a key one, because we don't want to have an open trade triggered and running all the way through the Asia session. So what I'm going to do here is put a maximum trade duration of 7 hours. So at worst case, if we were to open a trade at 11:30, then this would be automatically closed out at 6:30 in the afternoon. And I'd normally expect, if we are going to get a breakout and a continuation of that price, it wouldn't take 7 hours to make 30 pips of movement on the FTSE. And likewise, if the trade has triggered at 7:30, then it's not going to be running too much into the Asia session, so it'll close out in the early hours in the morning. That's really a worst case scenario, and I don't expect it to be happening. I'm not going to set a minimum trade duration, because we know we could get a huge price breakout and this could be hit within 1 or 2 minutes or 1 or 2 hours, so I'm going to leave that one alone. So this option here of maximum open trades, I'm actually going to set that to 1 just to make sure it doesn't keep opening more trades. Now, because we have this next open trade after 1 hour from the close, theoretically we shouldn't have any more trades opening, but I want to limit this to make sure we have no more open trades than 1 at a time. And I'll do the same for maximum number of long trades 1 and maximum number of short trades 1. And that's pretty much all the parameters I'm going to set here for the management of the time and day and number of trades open. So just checking in the source, which is all the code, to see how it all works. So we can now see we actually have all these parameters put in there. So we have the Monday to Friday trading, therefore we have Saturday and Sunday false, number of trades 1, and up here we have the time of the days all in there as well. So lots of parameters now added to the code. I'm going to have to now make this as an EA, download and import it into MetaTrader and do a bit of back testing, see how it works. But again, these are just some parameters we can refine and make sure that the actual EA does what it's supposed to do, and the times of the day and the number of trades. Hope you enjoyed that quick update on the EA and how it's going. Next time I'll get around to a lot more back testing and making sure the strategy is working and all the parameters are set correctly, and maybe a bit more fine tuning. Tune in next time for another video. See you soon. Cheers.